So yesterday, I started to edit my YouTube video for the week, and I realized something. First of all, I just want you to look at my breakfast, and I want you to look at the color of this tea. And the only reason why I'm sharing that is because I want y'all to think of me as a very healthy person. Sitting right here late at night with my laptop editing this video that I was working on yesterday. So the video I was making was all about how I was attending this writing workshop in San Francisco at this bar that was like underneath this really cool store on Valencia, and how I walked away from that experience feeling really stuck, because I couldn't write anything. I wasn't inspired to write anything. And then I go into this whole idea about the importance of honoring your muse by being a good host for it. And the way to be a good host for the muse is to have a practice. It's to literally practice, to be ready for the muse, so when the idea, wherever that is, out in the world, comes to find you, just like maybe it is right now, you can pick up whatever your medium of choice is, whether that is a pen or a phone. And look here, like I have my setup, and still like the muse was just like, yo, you're eating breakfast, take your phone out and just get this idea out of your head. And so the idea of it is just like show up every day, practice, refine you as the host, as the tool, and when the idea comes, you will, be ready for it. Because oftentimes what happens is, back to eating breakfast, because that's what I'm actually doing right now. So either what happens, the three things that usually happen, and I think Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this in her book, forgot what it's called, The Big Magic, is when the muse comes to us, what happens is either we're too busy doing other shit that we don't notice. Two, we notice it, but we're too afraid to engage with it because the idea asks too much out of us. We get intimidated, and it's just easier not to do the work, It's just easier not to create, because if you create, then people can think you're a fraud, or I don't know, a bunch of shit, people can assume things about you. And what does that mean? A lot of the coaching that I do, we often dive into that. Like, what are you making it mean to do the work? And the third thing is the muse does come to you and asks you to collaborate with it in the creation of them into the world, this idea, and you're ready and you do it. And sometimes it's very raw and it's not perfect, but something happens, and that's the magic. Now, here's what I realized after shooting that video and editing it and thinking that I was going to release it today, Wednesday. Bear with me here. What I realized is, and I was sitting right by the couch here, so I'm gonna get that in frame. I want to tell you exactly what I realized. Record. And I was on this couch. So I realized that I'm really bad at making YouTube videos. There, I said it. Yeah, I was like walking, and it was like 1 o'clock because I was trying to get this video out for today. And I was like, man, I fucking suck. I'm really bad at making YouTube videos. I mean, growing up, I thought I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I took a film course in high school. I even applied to film school. I got in. My first couple semesters was film, and I changed over to graphic design, visual communications, because I always felt like if I loved filmmaking enough, I will find my way back to it. And that's a big part of why I wanted to, you know, create 100 videos on this channel, and just to kind of use it as a way to practice, get back into this craft called filmmaking, because it's no joke. I think a lot of times we think about YouTubing and filmmaking as like a thing that everybody can do, and it is, but in order to get good at it, it takes some time. And of course, it also depends on how you measure success, but I genuinely want to be able to tell better stories. And so when I was editing this video about the muse and inspiration and the practice, and I was walking over here late last night, kind of defeated just like how I felt defeated walking out of that bar, you know, in the beginning of the story. I was like, fuck, I suck. I really suck. And yeah, I felt kind of excited about it, you know? It's like, I mean, yeah, I was frustrated, like that's the truth. But at the same time, I was really excited. All of a sudden, in that acknowledgement of how mediocre my skills are, and I realized that all the pressure, well, I'll say 90% of the pressure kind of relieved itself. You know, I was like, why are you worrying so much about this? Like, this is the whole point. You're not good at this, and you're putting in the hours, you're creating a practice of creation in the medium of YouTube and filmmaking, and you know, you're just gonna get better and better and better and better and better at it. And hopefully that is the goal. So now there's only one thing to do, which is to get better. That's the takeaway for today. It's okay if you suck, because all you gotta do is get better, baby.